Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Antonio with the live Monday talk. And today's topic is a continuation of last week's topic, which is talking about seasonal, um, transitions or really just holidays and how to prevent being sick. So it's really important to understand, you know, how do we prevent holiday sickness? And so last week we talked about, catching the dryness and understanding that dryness is one of the culprits of why people get sick. One of the reasons why dryness occurs is because, wear and tear and exposure to elements or qualities that are drying. So we go outside and it's cold and dry, and we stay inside with the heat and it's hot and dry. And so, to continue the topic of how to prevent getting sick during the holidays, let's talk about making sure you pace yourself. And, although COVID has put quite a few restrictions on our ability to be active outwardly, it's important to know that we still have some freedom versus the beginning of COVID when it was in March and we were completely locked down and you were only going out for essential things like food. So we have a little bit more freedom, especially at least in Pennsylvania, to go out and do some things, although we have to be mindful of the current regulations. But we can still go to like Target to buy presents or things like that, and or even stay on Amazon. You could do that even through the lockdown. And sometimes people would stay up late because they were shopping and were feeling like they were bored because they weren't really active during the daytime, and so using the internet as a tool to be active. You know, Overexposure to technologies can be stressful on the system, especially on the nervous system, especially on the eyes that are perceiving this information. And so understanding that's a possibility, but understanding that you're just out and about and you're doing things and you're trying to rush to make things happen and you're trying to hurry up and gather all the things you need for whatever event you're having for yourself at your house, or just staying up late, whether it's holidays season or not. Staying up late increases a certain level of dryness and has a tendency, because of that, to also provoke inflammation. So pacing yourself, taking your time to slow down, taking your time to notice if your body is feeling any kind of subtle ailment, to pay attention to it and to cater to it, because in Ayurveda, it's usually one of those little things that accrues that becomes a big thing, and it becomes like a snowball effect. And so we want to make sure that we're paying attention to ourselves and we're doing self-care every day. We take time out of each day to really take care of ourselves, not multitasking. First thing in the morning when you're waking up and you're already on your phone, you're already on your laptop, and you're drinking your coffee and eating your breakfast all in front of the technologies. Give yourself the time to be with yourself, to be present with yourself, to be in the slow downness of the day, especially in the morning time and the nighttime. These are like the bookend effects, I like calling them, where the morning is important and how you start the day, because it sets the precedence, it sets the intention, it sets the tone for the day. And then at the end of the day, you are winding down the day and completing the day, closing the day off. And so the morning time, that's you time, and the nighttime, that is you time, is very important for your own psyche, very important for your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, to take the time. Take the time to take a bath, take the time to have your breakfast, take the time to just reflect, take the time to not distract yourself from something. Just be as present as possible from beginning of the morning and then the end of the day. And pace yourself. Pace yourself with your food. Don't overdo the food. That's where we get into trouble. It's overeating. And, with COVID, people are eating more. People are putting on what's called the COVID weight. And we're using food as a means of comfort. But it's going to cause discomfort if we are overdoing it, and then we're feeling ailments, and then we're getting sick, and then we have to go outside more because we have to go to the doctors at that point. So it's really about making mindful choices, gauging through your body how it's feeling. Is it feeling properly activated? Are you sitting on the couch all day, or are you on the go all day long doing lots of things to distract you? Those are the extremes. You're either sedentary all day or you're out and about all day because you don't want to be sedentary. And there has to be a happy medium, and you're pacing yourself to figure that out, and you're using your body as the tool determine that based on its well-being. So if you're feeling stiff and achy and tight and lower back pain or discomfort and headaches, and then you're doing something that's not working. And if you're overdoing it, then you're going to also know through similar symptoms of wear and tear. And so it's important to use the body and understand the body's cues. And, to find some level of joy each day versus preoccupation and stress. What is one thing that you can find in each day that is either small or big, that is subtle or overt, that is a highlight of your day? Can you slow down enough and it doesn't have to be just one thing. It could be a couple things, but just at least one thing that you can notice throughout your day, whether you're just home most of the day or that you run to the store and come back, there's always some little something that could be appreciated if you slow down, and if you pace yourself, and if you're present with yourself, and you're offering this to others that you connect with that are in your household or are sharing space with you based on the restrictions that you have in your city, your town, your state, things like that. What is one thing? So you would find that one thing when you slow down more. And then it's really pleasantly surprising. It's in the mundane details of life that there's a profundity. And so how aware are you of these little things? And as the holidays come and go, it's understanding through the holidays how to really find this simplicity, this amazingness, this connection to ourselves and to others and what's happening around us. The seasons are still doing their thing with and without the pandemic happening. They are doing what they do naturally. Every season is doing what it does naturally, plus or minus global warming effects. But nonetheless, in areas where you might live that experience seasons, notice the seasons. Notice the rain. Notice if it's cold and if it's hot, if it's warm, if it's heavy. Notice if it's, warm and dry. Things like this. Just, the violent winds or the thunderous storms or the lightning. Like, notice these little things that are a part of nature. And, make time for yourself and be present with yourself. And again, I can't emphasize enough gauging through your body. How are you feeling? And if you're not feeling well, what can you do? What's one thing that you can do consistently enough and then build on that? Sometimes we get overwhelmed with all the recommendations and health expectations and, to achieve a certain goal, which is optimal health, and that can be daunting. So, taking baby steps. Sometimes you have to just go slow and just do one thing at a time, but do it consistently, do it well. Do it with intention and do it with a sense of gentleness and forgiveness and yet with discipline. We need the discipline. We are human beings and we require certain levels of consistency and structure and a sense of purpose. And so if we make ourselves our sense of purpose, our self-care, our well-being, then we have purpose. And then secondarily is what do I do in the world? What kind of work do I work? What kind of hobby do I have? These are secondary. But understanding how do I take care of myself? I am my priority. I am my purpose. And how do I express this being through life? So I'm going to leave on that note. We'll be back next Monday. Just remember, I am teaching yoga class tomorrow and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I continue to receive new patients, and I love working with new people and exploring the adventures of health with their experience within their own lives. It's beautiful. So I look forward to hearing from all of you, and have an amazing Monday morning. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving or any other holiday this week, then happy holidays to the best of your capacity in this experience of what's going on globally. All right, see you guys later.